So for your block of the month, these are your tips and tricks. With every month, you will get instructions like this. So this is January's instructions. So yours will be in black and white. Mine just happened to be in color. So every month you get to see what this would look like if you made multiple blocks and made this into a quilt. You get a recipe at the back because I like to cook, and you get how to make the block step by step. This month you'll also get a tips and tricks sheet. This one is for you to read through, and with the little information that I'm giving you on this video, hopefully you'll be able to make the best blocks possible. So, a couple of things. Best to use best press. Before you start sewing, take the fabrics from your little kit, give them a little spray, and give them a press. I tend not to spray best press on my wool mat because it can get buildup on it. But if you use a wool mat and you press nicely with best press, you will find that your blocks are a lot flatter. So that's it for the pressing part. Always press the way I've told you to. Try and press from the top if possible. So if you lift up and press the way you want your seams to go, they'll go nice and flat. Don't press from the back unless you're pressing your seams open. And now we're going to go over and do some other tips and tricks. So each month you'll get a little bag of fabrics. Do not pre-wash these fabrics, otherwise you won't have enough. Always make sure you use a new or fairly new sewing machine needle. A number 10 is good. And try and sew with an accurate 1/4 inch seam. So when you're sewing, maybe take two 2-inch pieces of fabric, sew them together with a 1/4 inch strip, and then measure those, and they should measure after pressing at 3.5 inches wide. So always check your seam allowance and always check your tension while you're doing that. It's a good thing to start with. We are going to be using the Creative Grids Perfect Rectangle Ruler, and with that comes some instructions. Get those out. Don't throw those away because we're going to be using those instructions while you're working. And each month we'll be doing the same thing. When you do cut with this ruler, the first cut that you're going to make, if this is your piece, and it will tell you whether to have your fabrics right side up or wrong side up, you might want to just cut this straight and then just inch in the ruler slightly to leave yourself a little bit of an extra seam. Not like 1/4 inch, just an 1/8 or so, because if you tend to sew a little bit wide, that's your little fudge factor. Then you're going to be cutting up here and also cutting the little clipped edge off the corner. So as you see with these ones that I have sewn, or cut rather, I've cut it right across. There's a tiny bit of fabric here, and I cut the little clipped corner. When you turn and cut the next one, leave that little tiny edge here, cut up, and then cut off your little edge that's clipped here so that when you sew, they'll go together really nicely. So when you put them together, you are going to be putting on that little blunt clipped edge your piece here so that it will go together really well. Same with down here. Here's your clipped edge. The edge just follows here and you'll have a tiny triangle left so that when you sew, it's nice and accurate. Don't worry if when you've sewn these and you're going to square them up, there's a tiny blunt edge here. You'll never know that. You're just going to be trimming up around your piece. So it goes together quite clearly. We're also frequently using the folded corner clipper. We've done this before. Works really, really well for doing those little pieces where you have to add a snowball corner. So we're going to be using this little ruler also. At the end, our block should measure about 9.5, so it's helpful to have a 9.5 inch square ruler or larger. Whenever you cut, with any ruler, always make sure that your pinky is over the edge over here so that when you hold that and you press with your rotary cutter, it's not pushing your ruler out to the side. And keep your fingers away from the edge. Always press the way I've told you to, and of course use that best press and wool mat like I've talked to you about, and you should be good. Every single month, your fabrics in your kit are named. If you go to our website, you can print this off for yourself, and it will tell you in Inky, this fabric number 1 we've called Late. Fabric number 2 we've called Twilight. We never change the names. The names stay the same all year long. But we do change their positions in blocks. Sometimes Twilight will be an A, sometimes it will be an E, but the names never change. So either print this up and keep it, or go look at it on our website and take a little scrap of your fabrics and make yourself a little card with the names on them so that you can be all ready to go for cutting out your block of the month each month. Each month, pull the sheet out, and then you'll know what the little pieces of fabric are called. And then I like to either use pins like this that have A, B, C's on them, or I make myself a little card so that when I have my fabric, let's just pretend this is an A. I know that it's an A. I know that this one's a B for the month that I'm making those blocks. There are 7 fabrics in some of the blocks and 6 in one other one. This particular month, we're only using 5 of the fabrics. Next month, we might use all 6. They move around all the time, but they'll always be in your kit.
If you come in to pick up your block of the month and you don't get it mailed out to you, here is the block of the month coupon. This coupon's good, no questions asked, for 2 block of the months with your $2 discount. That's your reward that you get for making your block on time and bringing it in to show us. So it's all on the rules and it's on the coupon. No questions asked, whether you come in late, whether you didn't get it done, whether you were in Mexico, no matter what, you get to use your coupon twice during your year. Don't lose your coupon.
I hope you found these tips and tricks for the year useful. And don't forget, 100% cotton thread and maybe a medium gray that will blend with all of the block colors that we're using this year. And if you like this, give us a like and click to subscribe. And then you will see us again. Thank you.